Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everybody. This is Eddie Moreno, Assistant Superintendent for Technology Services in Edinburgh. Wanted to say thank you all very much for taking time out of your very busy schedules to participate in this webinar. And so, in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and begin. So, today, Monday, February the 19th, is our scheduled meeting, and after today we have a series of events that are going to be taking place this week, all in preparation for Monday, February 26th, the first day of Telpass online testing for the listening and speaking portion. A couple of items in your GoToWebinar dashboard. At the very bottom, you'll see that it shows handouts, and it should say 1 of 5. In there is a PDF of this agenda. This is the agenda that we are going to be reviewing today. You have a copy of this in PDF format in that navigation bar, in that dashboard pop-out screen, in the GoToWebinar administrative area. I also just emailed this to everyone in PDF, so you should all have a copy of this. You can use this as a checklist for what we're going to review today, and a reference list for events, activities that are going to be taking place this week, and even some things that will be taking place the first weeks of online testing. And so we'll begin with number 1, the oath of test security from Testing Evaluation Department. This presentation is focused on the perspective of the district providing technology support for as many campuses as possible for online testing. Understand that we will not be able to be at every campus. We will not be able to be at every campus every day, and there may be some days where the campus tech contact may be the sole technology representative on that campus providing some type of technical support. So we are moving forward with the idea and with the understanding that the campus technology contacts are playing a significant role in at least lending some type of technical support. It is up to the campus to determine who is the test administrator for different sessions. We highly recommend, from a district perspective, not to have your campus technology contact be your test administrator for your online sessions, only because that leaves that campus technology contact in that lab solely responsible for those students, and you want to allow your campus technology contact to move from one testing room to another, especially if you're going to be having multiple sessions. But the oath of test security, all of the district technology staff members who are going to be assigned to a campus will have the oath of test security completed by the testing evaluation department here at the district level. The campus testing coordinator, facilitator, dean of instruction, or curriculum assistant will need to complete the oath of test security for the technology personnel and technology representative. There's a very specific one for technology support staff and personnel that the campus will have to have completed. So make sure that you follow up and follow through with that. That way you can have that on record for all of your campus technology contacts. And so we move forward with just a very brief overview. Of course, TEA and their online, their standardized testing model has broken online testing into two main components. Pearson was the initial vendor that the district, that the TEA had contracted with, and they have since then split up into two different vendors, Pearson and Educational Testing Services. So I want to make sure that we're very clear on which software we are using, because each one of these companies is managing a different software for online testing. So if we are talking about TELPAS and Star Alt 2, we're talking about TestNav, and there's a specific version that you have to have installed on your desktop in order to launch the secure browser, and that is under the Pearson platform. We are not going to be speaking specifically about the STAR online test in this webinar, but I do want to point out that if we're talking online testing for the STAR or end of course, we're talking about the STAR version 2.59.0 application, and that's from Educational Testing Services. It's very important that we understand the difference between these two as we move forward, because you may have different methods of preparation and communication on your campus to make sure that everyone understands what the expectations are for the online testing. So review of Technology Services Department campus staff assignments for TELPAS online testing. Every campus will have a staff member assigned on Monday, February 26th and Tuesday, February 27th. District Technology Services staff members will be lending support to all of the elementaries and middle schools on these two dates. We do have the unupdated listing of the campuses that are going to be testing on these 2 days. I recognize that those schedules may be changing based on students' availability. The deans and the CAs are making changes even up to the day of testing. I recognize that. So we are working to try and make sure that everyone has at least the first day, maybe even the second day of online testing, that you're supported for that kickoff. All of you have been going through and participating in the TELPAS online tutorials. There are two ways to access those tutorials. One of them is through the Ecisd browser, going to the Ecisd website and under resource logins. Let me pull that up for you. I do want to make sure that everyone understands where this is. You should have been using this for the tutorials. If you go to resource logins here on the Ecisd website, and if you scroll down to the TestNav 8 video tutorials practice tests, this takes you to the TestNav 8 web browser. You can click here under practice tests, and you can initiate a practice exam under whatever grade level you would like to start. These are some of the practice exams that some campuses have been bringing students into labs in order to make sure that they are ready just for the basic navigation and logistics of taking an online exam. Again, this is only for tutorials. I cannot emphasize that enough. Only for tutorials. We are not using this web browser access for the test, for the online exam. For the online exam, you are going to be using the TestNav Secure Browser app desktop shortcut. It will look very similar, but the technology is going to function very differently. So you need to make sure that you're utilizing the TestNav Secure Browser app desktop shortcut. Let me show you what that looks like. And that's this icon right here. This is the version 1.6.5 desktop application that you will be launching the day of the test and that you will be using to administer the TELPAS online test. Okay, TELPAS online tutorial access. Next, the TestNav software check and setup. As I mentioned, confirming the TestNav Secure Browser 1.6.5 is installed on campus laptops and desktops. Be advised that we will not be using a district-wide delivery over the network to update and or change the version of TestNav secure browsers in your labs. Yeah. So we have made this software available to all staff. I will go through here and send another email out with these browser versions just to make sure that everyone has it. An email with these file downloads, let you know where you can get it, and you will be utilizing this version for the actual online exam. Okay, you will be using, you can go through, it is not just recommended, it is required that you test headphones on the secure browser app prior to online testing date. Deans of instruction, curriculum assistants, testing facilitators, coordinators, campus tech contacts, you should be testing your headphones on this browser app this entire week to make sure that your headphones are working properly. You can do so by launching the TestNav app on your desktop. If you go, not here, but if you go to the practice tests, you click here for headset test, TELPAS headset test. You click start here, you enable your microphone, test your microphone and make sure that you get these green bars going up. These green bars, of course, are indicators that it is capturing your voice. Do you see green bars move? Yes, and you continue. Sample items 2 questions. The whole reason for Pearson incorporating the headphones is for this purpose right here. They are going through and incorporating this new portion of the exam, the listening and speaking portion, and this headset test gives you a sample of what those questions are going to look like for students. Students will be getting questions that now have an audio portion. So listen to the audio, follow the directions that you hear. You play the audio.
Click on the ball. Click on the ball.
And so this is testing the students' listening skill and their ability to be able to respond accordingly. Read the directions below when you are ready to speak. Tell as much as you can. These are my instructions.
Describe what the person is doing. Describe what the person is doing.
Students are able to go through and play the instructions.
Describe what the person is doing.
Over and over again. And then the student is going to need to know and be familiar enough with the listening and speaking portion of the online TELPAS test that they have to click on that this bar right here has instructions and that they need to go through and watch a video. They have to know that they have.
This person is making something for lunch. Watch what she does.
Describe what this person is doing. Record. This person is making a cheeseburger with bread, meat, cheese, vegetables. I can play my recording. This person is making a cheeseburger with bread, meat, cheese, vegetables. I want to note here that my response is in no way, shape, or form a standard or expected response for the online speaking portion. That was just my response to the directions that I saw. And this really is the majority of the listening and speaking component of the online TELPAS exam. Next, so to that point, test your headphones this week and make sure that they're working. We purchased approximately 3,000 headphones district-wide. We did have approximately 9 or 10 that did not work properly, so you need to make sure that your headphones are working for your students. Next here is run the app check on the secure browser app. Let me go back. The app check on the secure browser app is just a confirmation to you that the app is working properly. You can do this today in your labs. If you click up here, you'll see that there's an app check when you launch the secure browser app, the TestNav app from your desktop window. Let me do that again. When you double click on the TestNav icon, it launches the TestNav secure browser application. And up here on the drop down, you click on app check, run the app check, and the app check will give you an indicator that the kiosk mode has passed and that connectivity to TestNav has passed. These are the two green bars that you want to confirm under the app check. Pretty straightforward, but just again, a few indicators that let you know that you're going to be ready to go. So next, we have the Pearson Online TELPAS administration timeline. You have February 26th is the very first day of online testing, and the window for the listening and speaking portion will last through April 6th, 2018. I know that the dean, CAs, and testing facilitators are very familiar with this window, but our campus tech contacts need to understand that the labs may be utilized for online testing and may need to be available, especially for those campuses that have higher numbers of students who are going to be taking the TELPAS test, available for a longer period of time. We do have some plans district-wide to phase in possibly additional lab settings in the future, but for this test administration, we are utilizing the labs and the facilities that we have available on campus, so you need to make sure that you make plans, because at least from February 26th through April the 6th, your labs will be dedicated to TELPAS online testing for the listening and speaking portion that we just went over. Again, headphones are required. Here, letter B, is the TELPAS online reading test from March 5th through March 9th. This portion of the TELPAS online test is the exact same portion that we have been testing for the past 8-9 years. We have been, the TELPAS online test has been testing students on their reading comprehension online for a substantial amount of time. So if you look at these two windows, there are two tests, the listening and speaking test and the reading test. Only the listening and speaking test requires headphones. The reading test does not. And each student is going to have to take a listening and speaking test and a reading test. So each student who is going to be taking a TELPAS online test is going to be going into a lab twice. They will be going into the lab once during this general window to take their listening and speaking portion, and then they will be going into the lab a second time during this window specifically focused on the reading test. The testing evaluation department has given very specific instructions to curriculum assistants and deans of instruction on the distance between students for the online listening and speaking test. The reason that this window of time is longer is because students have to be separated by a specific distance for the online exam. Well, that's going to, if you can only put 8, 9, or 10 students in a lab, that's going to increase the window of time that we need to dedicate for online testing, because we're going to have to go through and test students in smaller groups simply because of that requirement. Okay. If you have any questions regarding the listening and speaking test or the online reading test, don't hesitate to call me or call Ms. Dalia Guzman at the Testing Evaluation Department. A few dates, just to let you know, we did have a Technology Services Department TELPAS preparation and training meeting last Thursday. So went over the general expectations, procedures, and processes with all of our technology staff members to make sure that they were ready to go. And so we're working at the district level to make sure that we're ready to support the campuses for the online exam. On Friday, on Friday last week, Pearson did have their last webinar update. And that was the last time that they were going to provide information to district staff, district representatives on what to expect from Pearson's TELPAS test. I want to make sure that everybody's okay. They did not release any version update to the test. So the same 1.6.5 version that we have been utilizing for either tutorials and or for testing is the same one that we're going to be utilizing this year. Okay. Monday, February 19th, today, we campuses have already started actually creating their sessions in the Pearson Access Next website by designated staff. And today is the Campus Technology Contact Coordinator Principal webinar to review TELPAS online testing procedures and any final updates from Pearson. I did want to log in to this is the Pearson portal that you're going to be logging into. On the day of the exam, all of the test administrators will have their own unique login. You may not see as much information or as many windows or setup options as you have here, but here, all of the test nav configurations on the servers have already been taken care of for all of the campuses. So here, all of the campuses have already have a server mapped. The computer name that they're going to be connecting and linking all of their sessions to has already been set up. So when the staff members at Ramirez Elementary log in to create their test sessions, you should be seeing the computer name, the server name that you're going to be logging into. It will most likely say PEAR, pair. That's short for Pearson. So you're going to be logging in and connecting to that. On the day of the exam, when you go to sessions, this is the administrative area or the management area that campuses are going to be using to manage their test sessions. And so if you look here, let me go through McGee Elementary. McGee Elementary, you'll see, let me sort these real quick. So McGee Elementary already has the 2 sessions set up for February the 26th on Monday. It tells you the session name. This is unique to the campus and to the user. It shows here that they are not prepared because you have not proctor cached yet. The start date for the session, the test is a listening and speaking. So this is grade 5 and grade 4, the number of students, and then the organization. So here, you should be able to select the pre-caching content, and you'll be able to okay. And so it tells you that the pre-caching is in progress. A new window will be opened. Mm-hmm. And so this is the pre-caching content that is being downloaded. So for this test session here, this is the test, the form, the status, it's being downloaded. The number of entries means that these are the number of testing elements that are being downloaded and today's caching date. TEA did release an email today letting districts know that they did open up and allow the pre-caching window to open and that campuses are able to start pre-caching today. Okay. Doesn't mean that you have to pre-cache today. It just means that you were able to start as early as today. And so once that is cached and updated, you'll be able to see the updates. Okay. Okay. But you'll see here the status is already changing to okay. This means that the test content, the pre-caching test content for that session that I pre-cached is already being downloaded to a local server. Okay. This is the testing content that those students are going to be tapping into and utilizing and getting their test content locally on the day of the exam. Okay. So again, Monday, February the 19th, you have already gone through here and started creating your sessions. And technically, Pearson opened up the pre-caching window today if you wanted to go through and start pre-caching your test content. So Wednesday, February the 21st, that's the date that we had designated as a safe date to start your pre-caching content, knowing that Pearson was going to open up that pre-caching window a few days before Monday, February the 26th. So you can wait until Wednesday, or if you want to, you can go through and test it out today. If you've already created your sessions, you already have your students in there, and you can pre-cache your content today. Understand, every time that you make changes and move students in or out of a session, if you add students to a session, you have to pre-cache. So you may want to wait on the pre-caching until your sessions are a little more complete and closer to the end of the week. You will pre-cache your test content sometime this week. Do not wait until Monday, February the 26th to pre-cache your test content. You'll be doing that early. Okay, so technology services staff or campus technology contacts, campus testing coordinators, make sure that you conduct your TestNav secure browser check. Do that app check. Make sure that everything's going great. Make sure that you have not just enough headphones that you've tested properly. Make sure that you have a good supply and inventory of headphones that you've tested. We provided all campuses with plenty of headphones to have an inventory for students. So please make sure that you have an inventory of headphones that you tested just in case. On Friday, February the 23rd, we will be sending out an email to everyone district-wide that will not be utilizing YouTube. So teachers need to make sure that they are downloading any videos and or utilizing other methods to gain access to video content, because YouTube will not be available during online testing. Expect that moving forward. If teachers need to download videos or use other resources during that testing window, we're going to have to go through here and make those accommodations. Online testing is going to take priority during those testing windows. We want to give our students the best possible environment to be able to test. Okay. On Monday, February the 26th, what can we expect? That's the first day of TELPAS online testing. Our technology services staff are going to be arriving to your campuses by 7:30 a.m. They need to make sure that your labs are ready to go. College interns may be available to help get a lab up and running, to turn on labs, turn on monitors, but college interns will not be allowed in the testing environments during the test. Once the students come in, the college interns should not be in that testing environment. The college interns did not complete the oath of test security. Only our technology staff members have, and only your campus tech contacts have. So please make sure that our college interns are great. They have a great skill set, but technically the state of Texas will not have an oath of test security on file for them. So please don't make sure not to put them in that scenario. Technology staff will provide technical support for the online administration. They will not play the role of the test administrator. I know that campuses do an awesome job of making sure that they designate staff for the test administration sessions, but make sure that you're aware that the campus technology staff members have not been trained to administer tests. As your campus technology facilitator, coordinator, CA, Dean of Instruction, if you have a new test administrator who is administering an online test this week, you should be reviewing the test administrator manual, the procedures, the color coding, and the steps with them very thoroughly. Take time this week to make sure that your test administrators are prepared for the online test on Monday. More so than ever before, because the listening and speaking portion is brand new to everybody. So please make sure that everybody is aware of what the expectations are, and that Dean CA campus tested facilitator, that you're available to answer any questions as they come up on that Monday, because inevitably they will. So I have a direct line of communication to all of our technology department staff members. We have um, messaging, and we're able to communicate during the test. And so I expect to be able to utilize that resource and that communication to stay updated on any issues, any error codes, pop-up windows that may be happening with the online exam. Our technology services staff will be going to lunch once the testing has completed. So they will stay there until the students have left. One of the expectations is as you are going through and finishing up the testing session and ending a test session, you need to make sure that you are proctor caching for the next day. So that's one of the expectations or criteria that our staff, our technology staff, will be checking before they leave your campus. They will be asking you, have you proctor cached for tomorrow? And they're going to want to confirm that. On Monday, February the 26th, we will have a technology debriefing at 3 p.m. in our IT room 216, and we will be reviewing the testing day, and seeing if there were any major items or issues that happened systemically across any area, and making sure that we address those concerns before the next day of online testing. So we may have some information updates that we'll be sharing at the end of the day on Monday after our debriefing. Staff utilizing Time Clock Plus will swipe out at 4:30. That is the 8-hour workday. They're arriving at 7:30 and ending at 4:30. Some reminders, some online administration readiness reminders. Technology Services Department staff will provide campus technical support for campuses during the designated dates for TELPAS online testing. Again, technology district staff are not test administrators. Please make sure that you don't assign them or leave them in labs without a designated test administrator. The campus testing coordinators will have already created the online test administration sessions using the Pearson Access Next portal. If there's any issue with access to this portal, directions on where to go, what to access, you can reach out to the testing evaluation department. Ms. Guzman, Ms. Silva, Ms. Morales have all done an outstanding job of providing information out to the CAs and the deans. So if there's anything that you need on the testing side, resources, direction, procedures, processes, make sure that you reach out to them, as they are the district representatives for that online testing. We work very well together. So our two departments and our two areas are very aware of what the expectations are for online testing and for the regular test administration, and we're here to support you. So you can call them and or call my office. The campus test coordinators will proctor cache for the online TELPAS test sessions prior to the exam. Again, I recommend that you not proctor cache the day of. Pearson servers may end up experiencing some type of bandwidth limitation, bottleneck, so you don't want to be accessing those proctor caching servers on the same day that testing is designated to kick off, okay? Student authorization letters with student login information will be printed prior to the exam day by testing coordinators. So again, if you add a student to a test session late, make sure that you proctor cache and that you print out their authorization letter with the login information. And so that login information is going to be very important. If you experience some kind of initial login technical support issue for a student, please make sure that you double check the student login username and or password. that has been an occurrence and a common circumstance where a technical issue that a student couldn't log in was really connected more to a student or someone typing in the incorrect username or password because it is alphanumeric sensitive. So please make sure you double check that. The test administrator will be logging into the assessment portal for the test session online. Okay, pretty straightforward. You will be logging into the computers using the username account testnav and the password examen17. And that's case sensitive. The E has to be capitalized, and that's 17 for 2017. Okay. Technology Services Department initial troubleshooting steps. Make sure that you log into those computers prior to testing. Get those computers up and running as soon as you can. Make sure you have internet access. We are just as susceptible on online testing days as any other day, and sometimes, fiber lines get cut. There's some kind of hardware failure or an issue that happens. So let us know as soon as possible if you experience some kind of issue with the internet, so that way we can get our teams and or vendor partners on those projects as quickly as possible. Confirm accuracy of student account login information on the student ticket. And for technology areas, our technology staff will be able to reach out directly to me or my office if you get any kind of pop-up window error code messages. I will ask you what the error code message said and what the error code number was. So if you do get an error code, make sure that you jot down and write down what the error code number was. Pearson provides us with a directory of error codes to help us either initially troubleshoot some issues or some areas, or when we call Pearson, we have to provide them with an error code number so that way they have an idea of what the issue is and they can give us direction there. Okay. I can either call Pearson. I know some campuses in the past have called Pearson directly, and or Mrs. Dalia Guzman, Elida Silva, or Beatriz Morales in the testing evaluation department also have an option to contact Pearson. So you have a lot of resources available out there to help you connect to a successful testing sessions for your kids. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for your time and your attention. This is the main information that we wanted to provide and review with you. I do want to just show you briefly. Let me pull this up real quick just to give you a visual of what the assignment list is going to look like. Okay. So this is just a very preliminary list. I will be sending an updated list once I get the updated test sessions, either from testing. I will go through here and update our technology department staff assignments. I did share a very preliminary list with our technology services department, understanding that this may change because campuses are making changes to their schedule. But very simply, it has the testing date. This is going to be Monday, February the 26th, the school. So this tells you how many sessions, how many labs are being utilized, the number of students, the Telpass online test. And actually, this may show the number of students here, but there's no way they're going to be able to test 26 students in one lab for the listening and speaking portion. So here, I already know they're going to be using the primary lab and the intermediate lab, and they're going to split these students up into 2 different groups. Okay, and each group will probably have anywhere from 9, 10 to 11 students for that test. And then this is the district technology department staff member who will be lending support, arriving at 7:30 and providing technical support for staff at Avila. And so this goes through Monday, February the 26th, all the way through Tuesday, the February 27th. We are currently only planning district-wide to be at all campuses on Monday and or Tuesday. We want everybody to have a great first day of online testing. So the district technology staff members will be out there assigned to your campuses lending support. Okay. If there is anything that you need, please do not hesitate to call, reach out to my office or our district technology staff members. They can text me directly. We have group text messaging set up for those days, so we can communicate any issues or occurrences very, very quickly. If anything changes between now and Monday, February the 26th, I'll be communicating that to everybody via email. Okay. I wish everybody a great online testing administration. Take advantage of this week with those items that we highlighted. Run the app check, test your headphones, and make sure that you're ready for Monday, February the 26th. Reach out if you need anything, and we look forward to a great online testing administration. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.